It is so wonderful, even more so today, to see more and more people returning from the increasingly frozen northern climes. So it's wonderful to have you back here. Sorry it's drizzly today, but it'll be sunny later, I'm told, so it'll be nice. Good morning. Welcome to Sunday morning at Mountain Vista Unitarian Universalist Church. We have, as we do every week, but this week I'm especially excited because we have a service planned and put on largely, entirely, by our PA, Pastoral Associates team. We have some wonderful speakers, we have some guests. It's going to be a great service. So you're in for a treat today. But then, hey, Sunday morning here's always a treat. So, good morning. It's so wonderful to see you all. Actually, I'm going to ask for a little help this morning. Would you all take your hands, just very gently,
good to see you here. Welcome now, welcome live, welcome online, and welcome in the future. Please wave to folks who are watching to our camera. I wrote this down. Please wave to everybody at the camera, which is zooming our space right now, and say hello in our own way. I like to do this. However you choose to be here, we welcome you. Whether this is your first visit or your 100th visit, you are welcome here. We celebrate this day at our sacred home built on the land of the Tohono O'odham and Pasquayaki. We are grateful for their devotion to this earth and vow to continue that devotion. We thank the many hands making this service light. Our greeters, our musicians, our hospitality team, our religious exploration team, our audiovisual crew, our maintenance volunteers, and our presenters. We thank everyone on this team for making today's service possible. Our faith has a long tradition of raising questions. Making good trouble is what launched us, and this is our tradition and our roadmap. So where do we go from here? We are now asking questions about what we can do to reclaim our democracy. The task is gigantic and feels overwhelming. So many of us are asking where to begin, or if our individual efforts can actually make a difference. But yes, we can. To quote Susan Frederick Gray, past UUA president, "My heart is moved by all I cannot save. So much has been destroyed, I have to cast my lot with those who, age after age, perversely, with no extraordinary power, reconstitute the world. My fellow leaders, I cast my lot with you. We will not give up hope." And now let's light the chalice. This is I Breathe by Craig Rowland. I breathe in the warmth of this light, its glow filling the spaces where fear and doubt reside. I breathe out the tension I carry. I release what no longer serves me. I breathe in the strength of our community, a sanctuary of diverse voices and shared purpose. I breathe out the urge to go it alone. I embrace the power of togetherness. I breathe in the courage to speak truth even when it trembles on my lips. I breathe out the silence that holds me back. I make space for honesty and justice. I breathe in the hope of transformation, knowing we are here to build and to heal. I breathe out despair, trusting that change is born in small acts of love. As we light this chalice, may each breath remind us of the sacred rhythm of life, the pulse of creation, and the power we hold to shape the world around us. We share our gratitude every week by donating twice, once to ourselves and once to our partner of the month. As you exit the service, you will see two collection bowls. The wooden one is for the work of our church, and the woven one is for the work of our monthly partner. This month, we are collecting for two local Title I schools, Laguna and J. Robert Hendricks Elementary Schools. Go Longhorns, go Hawks! Donations are gratefully received in both receptacles. And now Grace Yelland will speak about our OWL program. Oh, never mind.
You're skipping over a song.
Oh my gosh. No, never skip a song.
How can we not sing? It's number 304 in your gray hymnals, which are newly in the room with us on those racks right there, if you want them. Otherwise, of course, the words will be on the screen. We'll figure out where those, that feels weird, but we'll figure out where they're supposed to go. If you're welcome to pick up a hymnal, if that helps you, if it helps you to read, to see the music and text. Otherwise, the words will also be on the screen. This lovely hymn I love, words by Don Marquis. Some of you may know him as the humorist and creator of the Archie and Mehitabel scenes, about a cockroach and the cat that terrorized him, but the cockroach who wrote poetry by hurling himself onto the typewriter keys one at a time. And in that way he wrote poetry in the newsroom late at night when nobody else was around. Please rise and join us in singing 304, A Fierce Unrest.
Pardon? Yes, yes. And now we are going to hear from Grace Yelland about our OWL program, as promised.
Thank you, Melody.
You're welcome.
For those of you that don't know me, I'm Grace Yelland, a regular RE volunteer. I'm a retired pediatrician, and that's why my passion is for kids. So when I found out that MVUU was going to be starting the OWL program a couple years ago, I was way on board. Forgive my voice. I had my thyroid removed about almost 4 weeks ago, and I just realized when I'm trying to sing a song, I've got 2 notes. That's it. That was it. So, Chris, you won't be seeing me in the chorus anytime soon.
That's great.
So, why am I wanting to teach OWL? Well, I believe that educating people about their bodies, about healthy lifestyles, and about preventing illness has a whole lot more to do with maintaining good health than diagnosing and treating illnesses and diseases once they've already started. That's why I went into pediatrics, because it's like 99% education and prevention. Knowledge is power. Giving teens information about their bodies, their sexuality, their relationships, and their choices will enable them to lead healthy, respectful, and informed lives. This knowledge is so crucial in the teen years when they're still discovering and exploring their complex sexual selves. So I think I'm specifically talking about the grade 10 to 12 level of OWL. I'm not sure what you heard from other speakers about OWL, but I'm going to be focusing on these teenagers, which are between like 15 and a half, and 18 years old. So in this level, we teach informed decision-making, prevention of STIs and unplanned pregnancies, healthy relationships that are free from coercion and abuse, body positivity and self-esteem, as well as critical thinking. And that critical thinking is so important. Sometimes we don't give teenagers enough credit, but they are very capable of critical thinking. Most teens don't get this comprehensive sex education at home or even in school. Where does this education come from if they're not lucky enough to be part of an OWL program? Well, they have friends who may or may not give them correct information. They're exposed to mass media like TV, movies, magazines, billboards. They're inundated with social media like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, X, etc., where there is likely not an emphasis on critical thinking and body positivity. So let me present a little analogy. What else do 15 to 18-year-olds want to do that carries a lot of risk? Any ideas? Drive, exactly. You may have a teen, so here's this analogy. So you may have a teen who wants to learn to drive and get a car. Do you say, great, here's the key to my car, go for it, without giving them a lesson, without enrolling them in driver's ed? After all, they've seen you drive. They may have friends who drive. They see driving on TV and in movies, so they're good, right? They've thought about driving for a while, and they have uncontrollable urges to get behind the wheel and drive. They think they know the rules because, after all, teenagers know everything, right? So you turn them loose on the streets and hope they don't get in a wreck. Not. We don't think twice about teaching teens how to drive and strictly enforcing safe driving habits. Sex and sexuality should get the same attention. Here's food for thought. Young people age 15 to 24 comprise 25% of the population. Teen drivers are involved in approximately 25% of all accidents, but young people aged 15 to 24 account for 50% of all new sexually transmitted infection cases. That's my brief but spectacular take on why I teach OWL.
Thank you, Grace. Thank you so much. I was recently treated to one of life's sweet surprises. A classmate from Ohio was cleaning out her desk and found one of my old sonnets and sent it to me. I believe the original topic was the Twin Towers, but it's surprisingly timely. It's titled The Lesson of the Sword. All words of magic could not hold the sword. It swept and gashed, and with that one accord made thousands vanish. Yet carved deeper still, with shadows dark it cast a global chill. The earth unshaken, forward still propelled, not caring whether human cries were quelled. And we, beneath the shadow, digging out, acknowledge that we coexist with doubt. How possibly to live, we ask aghast, if every day could simply be our last? This nugget keep, while through debris we sift. Each day behold, as if a sparkling gift. So scoop it up and drink the fullest of life's purest joys of hope and strength and love. In these most troubled and troubling days, we need each other now more than ever. Please take this service as a time to reflect on not only where we are, but where we want to go from here.
For everything, there is a season. Good times and bad times, planting and reaping, joys and sorrows. We recognize this each week with our ritual of joys and sorrows, with this water collected from Sonoran skies. This is our congregation. We drop stones into the water as we share joys and sorrows, reflections of these seasons of our lives, and we invite our congregation to respond with celebration and comfort. We add a handful of stones for the sorrows unnamed, but still present among us, and another for the joys, as a reminder of the seasons held among us, but not spoken aloud. Our Pastoral Care Committee invites you to contact us. We want to hear your joys and sorrows, and with your permission, we will share them with the congregation. And so, as a reminder, may we feel the rhythm of these seasons and respond to the need among us, and may it be so.
Good morning. I'm Tom Bunch, for those of you who don't know me. Melody asked me to bring a few pictures and words observing actions that MVUU is taking and has taken for democracy and resistance to cynicism, fear, and apathy. I started to think about it, and my observations are that most everything that MVUU does promotes love and hope and engagement and connection. And these are the perfect seeds that democracy needs to exist and transform the world. Through loving, nurturing, educating, gathering, working, protesting in community, we set the stages for meaningful democracy. I see this first in the words that define us. Our core values, engagement, love, and transformation. The symbol of our faith, with love at the center, we have pluralism, generosity, interdependence. If I could read, justice, transformation, and equity. And our covenant, we welcome strangers, honor diversity, ask questions, listen deeply, seek understanding, speak directly, and trust one another. And our principles include support for the democratic process. And finally, Reverend Dr. Linda Logan reminds us we are keeping love alive. All of these words are very important, but pictures are even better. So I tried to capture a few of our programs that I think support us. First, in the upper left, we start with our religious exploration. It starts with our youth. We support our neighboring schools at Hendricks and Laguna, you just heard about. Our Whole Lives, our sexuality training program, yesterday's Fall Festival. We support the immigrant process to, help me out here. Migrants, yeah, integrating. The youth and migrants are our future democracy. They are future voters. It goes on to our book clubs, which are studying about democracy. And just through this, just gathering together in community, we're supporting each other. Our music program, our arts program, our wooden and woven baskets support our neighboring institutions, as well as a full-time minister whose job is to promote democracy. A little bit more focused, we have the gathering of signatures for ballot initiatives, writing of postcards to our representatives, 5 calls. As far as the gatherings, I'll also say that at one of our Choya Chow times is where I first heard about Indivisible. And then, if this isn't enough, if things get too out of whack, we do take to the streets. And here's a few pictures of us that I've collected from the last year. And so as we listen to what more we might be able to do, just know that we are doing a lot. We have been doing a lot, and everything we do supports where we go moving forward. Thank you.
As Melody was outlining to me, and we were talking about what songs we should sing this morning, it became very clear that number 1017 from our Teal hymnal, Singing the Journey, the song Building a New Way by Martha Sandifer, had to be included in this service today, because we truly are building a new way. Would you rise with us and sing?
Building a new way. We are building a new way. We are building a new way, feeling stronger every day. We are building a new way. We are working to be free. We are working to be free. We are working to be free. Hate and greed and jealousy. We are working to be free. We can feed our every need. We can feed our every need. We can feed our every need. Start with love, that is the seed. We can feed our every need. Peace and freedom is our cry. Peace and freedom is our cry. Peace and freedom is our cry. Without these our world would die. Peace and freedom is our cry.
Thank you. What a team. What teamwork. My goodness. Let me tell you a story about a sparrow flying back and forth to a forest fire, traveling to a river, filling her beak, and traveling back to the fire and releasing the water. One of the other forest animals asked, "Why are you bothering to do that? It's a huge fire." She replied, "It's what I can do." And as she continued her effort, many other animals joined her, and eventually the fire was conquered. So where we go from here is to do our part, one beakful at a time. We have many places to go and fill our beaks. We have two presenters from two groups who will explain what their groups are doing, and I'm going to summarize the work of some other fine local groups. We will all have tables at coffee hour for you to flock to and find out more. I will also provide a note about small resistance that individuals can do and a list of connections. I'd like to introduce our first speaker, Amy Gosla, who will be talking about Indivisible Tucson Action Alliance. Over the past 10 years, her activism work included collecting signatures for a variety of citizen initiatives, canvassing for candidates in LD 1117, phone banking, postcard writing, working as an election poll observer, protesting, and most recently taking on a leadership role with Indivisible Tucson Action Alliance. She's a co-chair there and events coordinator. She's also on the Democracy Unites Us leadership team as a liaison for ITAA. She's a retired teacher, having taught third grade for 27 years for the Amphitheater Public School District at F.O. Holloway and Painted Sky Elementary Schools. Amy Gosla. Enjoy.
Thank you, Melody. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so when Melody asked me to do this, I was like, no, let me have my co-leader do this because she's much better. But the co-leader is busy, so here I am. And this is not my thing to speak publicly. School children are different. When you're around the children, it was no problem. But anyway, I just thought I'd put it out there. A little history on Indivisible. Indivisible has been around, I don't know if you've even heard about the organization, but it has been around since 2016. It was founded by Ezra Levine and Leah Greenberg. And when our current president was elected the first time, they wanted to do something, so they started Indivisible. Both of them had worked in Washington, D.C. I forgot their roles, but so they started this because they knew that we would need to be watching this administration very carefully, and they formed Indivisible. So it started out really small, just like as a guide, and then it grew, and it grew. And when the current president was reelected, it doubled or tripled in size. So now there's all these groups, Indivisible groups throughout the country. In Arizona, we have over 50 Indivisible groups, and just small groups of people getting together and deciding they wanted to organize to try to protect our democracy. So that brings me to, hold on, I got away from my script a little bit. I want to say that the Indivisible National Team offers strategic leadership, movement coordination, and they support all the activists throughout the country. They also directly lobby Congress, build partnerships, run media campaigns, and develop advocacy strategies. So action by action, group by group, Indivisibles are remaking our democracy. So they also have like tons of resources. So if you are just wanting to learn more about Indivisible, you can go to their website and you can see all the different ways that they are involved in this process. But the local group is who I'm here for today, Indivisible Tucson Action Alliance. And our group, we went through a change of leadership right after the election because the original group was a little tired. So they were like, does anybody want our list? Anybody want our group? So some of us stayed on and kind of redefined it a little bit according to what our community wanted. So some of the things we still have, But some of our programs that you might be interested in learning more about include, we have a state watch team, and this team basically watches all the votes and all the stuff happening at the state level, and then they report to the members. We have a Pressure Siscomani team who is begging him for town halls, who is putting a lot of pressure on his votes because he often says one thing and does another. So that team is very large, and you could be part of that if you wanted to. We have a newly formed team called Boycott and Build, which is really basically helping people understand where you're spending your money and who you possibly might want to support as opposed to some other organizations. And then, of course, once we find the organizations that are helping the democracy movement, then, of course, we want to build them up. So that's where the building part comes in. We have a letter to the editor group with over 100,000, excuse me, that's crazy, over 100 members on our letter to the editors group. And they're quite active. And if you are a good writer or you think you're a good writer, this is the team that you need to be on because they alternate and get a lot in the Arizona Daily Star. So most often, if you're reading letters to the editor, most often they're probably indivisible people. Let's see. We also are going to be working on voter registration and passing on information to help our voters in the next, of course, the primary. So those are the main things that Indivisible Tucson Action Alliance does, and I'd be happy to talk to you out on the patio with more information. I also wanted just to give you some numbers just in case you didn't know. I saw the protest pictures, and I was probably at all those protests with y'all. And I just wanted to give you some numbers just in case you don't know. I don't know if you heard, there were over 7 million people attended the protest, the national last No Kings protests, and that was like up from the time before. Each time it gets more. We're not at the 3.5% level of participation, but we're getting there, and it's just, I think it's amazing. And also, Indivisible is part of a coalition of organizations that plan those national events. It's like, I don't know, there's over 50 organizations, so it's not like an indivisible thing. That's what makes it so powerful, because all these people can put their heads together and make the big plans. So thank you for showing up to all those protests. In Arizona, we had over 100,000. That's where my 100,000 number came in, that were attending a No Kings in Arizona. 71 protests statewide. Anyway, thank you for all you do. And I also want to say thank you for supporting the public schools that you have, the Flowing Wheel Public Schools that you're taking donations for. They really need it. Public schools really need all the help they can get. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Amy. Wow, that was incredible. And I want to clarify, she talked about the 3.5%. If not everyone knows, I see a lot of heads. Erica Chenoweth is a researcher, and she has discovered that if 3.5% of the population gets involved in protests and stays involved, then change happens. So that's really an encouraging figure to have. Next up is Tori Woodard, an activist since 1982 when she organized very large blockades of Lawrence Livermore National Lab, which designs nuclear weapons. In the 90s, she worked in a successful campaign to stop a low-level radioactive waste dump planned for Ward Valley near Needles, California. In southern Utah, she co-founded the Escalante Wilderness Project and Escalante House, and also worked with the Glen Canyon chapter of the Sierra Club. In 2008, she moved to Tucson, where she worked to get Koch right-wing ideology off the Arizona University campus. Most recently, she joined the Good Trouble Action Group and is one of its representatives to the Defend Tucson Coalition. Tori Woodard.
Good morning. Can you hear? Okay. Oh, I can hear myself now. Well, the Good Trouble Action Group is very new. compared to indivisible, especially, we arose out of the Tesla takedown. So I'm sure y'all were involved with that. And our group is focused on nonviolent direct action. So we have a somewhat smaller, more, flamboyant focus. Our name, as that was mentioned earlier, it comes from Congressman John Lewis, who encouraged us all to get in good trouble, necessary trouble, and help redeem the soul of America. So by good trouble, he meant nonviolent resistance. Our first target was Jim Click. He needs to stop funding Siscomani. In August, 8 members of, I'm going to call it GTAG, Good Trouble Action Group. 8 members of GTAG were arrested blockading the Jim Click Kia dealership. Since then, we've been holding banners and signs at Jim Click Ford at Wilmot and 22nd, and also at Tanque Verde and Camino Principal, which is near Click's house and private office. We will be at that location, Tanque Verde and Camino Principal, this coming Wednesday, November 19th, starting at 7:45 for the rush hour traffic and going to 9:15 a.m., in case anybody wants to come and meet some of the other members of our group. So, as Melody mentioned, GTAG joined the Defend Tucson Coalition, and that has become a big focus for us, so I'm going to spend the rest of my time telling you a little bit about it. It's kind of didactic, I hope you don't mind. It's a coalition of community groups that are planning how to peacefully resist Trump's authoritarian takeover attempt. And as was mentioned earlier, well, Chenoweth was mentioned, but there's other sociological research which shows that if we don't organize civil resistance, there is only a 7 to 8% chance of stopping a slide into authoritarianism. So we pretty much have to organize. So what does it mean? Organized civil resistance involves civil disobedience and non-cooperation. And to succeed, the organized civil disobedience must involve 3.5% of the population actively participating. That means 12 million Americans must be actively involved, not just hold a sign now and then. More has to happen than that. So, here's the bad news. We have only a 50-50 chance of stopping an authoritarian takeover. That's according to the research. And that's if our civil resistance stays nonviolent. We have a 50-50 chance. It's better than no chance. But if the civil resistance includes violence, the chance of success drops to only 25% chance. So if for no other reason, that's a good reason to avoid committing violent acts when you're protesting. So you may wonder about the non-cooperation. Maybe you don't want to sit in the road or anything. There are several forms. I'll mention 2 of them. Boycotts, which are happening, and strikes. So, as was mentioned, a couple of national groups have organized economic boycotts between now and the end of the year. You might want to participate in those. And here's an interesting thing. Unions are aligning their contracts to all expire in 2028. That's in preparation for a general strike if Trump tries to cancel the election or otherwise exceed his term limit. So the unions are doing their thing. You know, groups are organizing boycotts. I encourage your church, the Mountain Vista Unitarian Universalist Church, to join the Defend Tucson Coalition. Churches can join. Any organization can join. And you can see what you can do to help stop Trump's authoritarian grab. Churches can play a very important role in the resistance.
educating their congregations for one thing, feeding people when SNAP benefits end, and so on. I mean, we're going to have to develop mutual aid networks if things continue the way Trump wants to do. So we have to build a better society for the future. So all of that, we need people of faith to be involved. It looks like my role in the Defend Tucson Coalition will be to provide nonviolence trainings and to train people to become nonviolence trainers. If anyone's interested in that. Because we need a lot of nonviolence training. It's not something you see on TV, you know. That's all shoot 'em up. Well, that isn't going to work. So if you would like, I can organize a nonviolent resistance training for you guys here, if you want that. More than one, if you want. So I wanted to let you know that I have to attend a meeting of the Defend Tucson Coalition today at 1 o'clock. So I won't be able to stay for coffee hour. And I have left a sign-up sheet with Melody and Amy. If you want to give us your email and phone number, if you're interested either in the Good Trouble Action Group, or if you're interested in helping your church join the Defend Tucson Coalition. Either one, you can indicate on there what you're interested in. And I really hope that many of you will sign up to be contacted about our future actions and trainings, etc. Because I believe that saving our democracy is going to be the defining fight of our lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Tori. And now allow me to tell you about a few local groups and the good trouble they are making. Take Action Tucson, Giffords, Derechos Humanos, and Peacekeepers of Tucson. After November's election, Eileen Diaz got busy and created the website for Take Action Tucson, which keeps Tucson informed about local actions to preserve and expand our rights, save democracy, defend the Constitution, and make Tucson an even better and safer place for all. It's like a community bulletin board that posts notices about pro-democracy events sponsored by other groups like Indivisible, LD18 Dems, Good Trouble Action Group, and Worker Power, to name a few. A glimpse on Friday to the website revealed announcements about Ruben Gallego's town hall and the weekly protest at Siscomani's office. Take a look at takeactiontucson.org to get the latest listings. Also, Take Action Tucson regularly hosts in-person meetings to discuss current events and efforts and connect with one another to build a pro-democracy community. One unfortunate reality about now is that in the United States, firearms are the #1 killer of children, ages 1 through 19. Guns, not accidents or illness. Giffords, named after our own Gabby Giffords, works to reduce that stat with community violence intervention programs and celebrating gun violence prevention victories. Look up giffords.org for more information. Derechos Humanos is a grassroots organization that promotes the human and civil rights of all migrants, regardless of their immigration status. They fight the militarization of our southern border and combat the discrimination and human rights abuses of both our citizen and non-citizen brothers and sisters. They meet every Thursday at the Global Justice Center at 225 East 26th Street, and they belong to the National Network for Immigrant and Refugee Rights. They are seeking help with office support, tabling, fundraising, community outreach and organizing, graphic design, and letter writing. They are also looking for more volunteers to accompany immigrants to immigration court at the federal building downtown. I will have a sheet with details about this need at my table after service. You can also write to, I'll show you the email if you come over, to find out more about this and other volunteer opportunities. Peacekeepers of Tucson offer their steadying force at events to support space, voice, and dignity in moments of potential conflict. They operate through attentive presence and emotional clarity, providing de-escalation and preventing violence. More information is available at their website, pkot.org. That's easy enough. They are seeking volunteers who can contribute to staying grounded in volatile situations. There are, of course, other local and regional and national groups out there doing their own good work. These are just a few of the local ones. I will have a quarter-page resource list at my table after the service that lists websites and emails and a climate phone app for your reference. In this remarkable time, with so many needs for support and encouragement, it is a struggle to stay afloat and positive. One crushing event follows another, and as humans, we can only take so much before we fold. But here's one positive from these demanding times. If we get active in this work, we are rewarded by meeting many amazing, strong, smart, and loving people. There is indeed a silver lining in these steady, omnipresent clouds. No, you cannot put out the forest fire on your own, but you can add your beakfuls. Please connect with the river of your choosing after the service.
Thank you, Melody, and a huge thank you to our guest speakers. It's wonderful to have you here with us this morning. Isn't it amazing all the wonderful things that are being done and so many opportunities to do more? And it's never been more necessary. That's also part of why I really wanted to sing this song this morning. It's number 305 in the gray hymnal, and of course on the screen as well, De Colores. Let's sing the first two verses in English and the one verse in Spanish. Here's a little secret cheat code for you. If the Spanish intimidates you, there is no crime in singing la la la. You are always welcome. It is more important that you sing than necessarily that you get every word of the Spanish correct. I'd rather have you sing. Stand, sing with us.
Son los grandes amores de muchos colores.
Very nice, very nice.
Thank you to all of you being here today or online. And thank you especially to our speakers and Melody for your time and talent in helping us have this service. Well, the future is happening, and it's on its way. We envision a future different from today, and we are building resilience. And we're building resilience so to engage, love, and transform it into something new. And there are many things and many ways happening at MVU and in our faith tradition and in our local community that you can join in or be a part of. And we heard some of that today, as well as there's others that we will go into right now in our visioning and creating the future. First off, Cafe Justo. Who here has ordered from Cafe Justo? Awesome. Please consider, MVU offers Cafe Justo for sale as a delicious social justice project on the first and third Sunday of each month. And so, sparked by the hopeful ideas of one migrant in a time of despair, Cafe Justo, Just Coffee, has grown to become a sustainable, small-scale, international coffee co-op driven by providing pure organic coffee in the spirit of justice. And so while there's been a recent slowdown in shipments, please stop by the table to see what they have in stock. And so, our next announcement is by Jane.
Morning. Our annual Fun, Friendship, and Frolic fundraiser sale, I got through it, is just 1 month away. This event features a wonderful array of donated services, outings, meals in homes, and much more. But we have 3 challenges which you can help solve. Of course, we all know that challenges are really opportunities. So opportunity number 1, we need donations. We have to have stuff to sell. We need your creative contributions to do that. So if you're not sure what to offer, fear not. We have great ideas, 2 sides on the pink sheet you will find on the information table out on the patio. Take a look. There's a lot of good stuff there. A lot of stuff that's never been done. Opportunity number 2, we need more participants. If you have never donated before, it might feel confusing or even scary. We completely understand. We want you to make your first time easy and enjoyable. That's why we're offering a way to buddy up with someone who's equally nervous so you can share the planning. Stop by the table and sign up to be paired with a buddy. If enough of you want buddies, this should work. This is the buddy sign-up sheet. You might want to say, I'd like to put on a meal, or I'd like to teach a little dancing class or something, but I don't want to do it by myself. And there might be somebody we could match you with to pair up. This is also on the table. Opportunity number 3. Time is really short. We have 2 weeks until the deadline for donations. After that, we shut it down and we have to create a catalog so you can all see what's going to be offered, so you can make plans on what to buy at the event, which is December 14th, right? So take home a donation form, really simple, or fill it out today. If you want help brainstorming the ideas, talk to me or Renata. Is she here, Renata? There, stand up, Renata. She's the brains behind the operation. What? Yes. So we'd like to help you think it through. Sometimes it's hard to figure out what would people want to buy. You know, what does it look like? How long should it be? Where should it be? We can help with all that because we've been doing this for a long time. We also manage the master calendar, so we don't have events that are competing with each other. And this is really important. If you want a certain date, get it to us fast because it's filling up, especially Fridays and Saturdays. They fill up really fast. So think about it really hard and get to us. So this donation form is also available in the newsletter. every Friday it comes out. There's an article with the Fun and Frolic people, and there's a link there. It'll take you right into the form, and all you have to do is fill it out and hit submit, and you'll get the date you want, hopefully, and we get to worry a little less. So it's good. It's always fun. It's going to be a good event, and people enjoy all the stuff that people come up with. I mean, we're waiting to sign up for stuff. Are you going to do a dinner? Are you going to, take us down to a museum or be a docent or whatever? It's just fun stuff, and you get to know people in small groups. So it's really a nice event for us, and also our only fundraiser. Thank you.
Finding Hearts. So Finding Hearts is our small group ministry program that brings our congregation together for intimacy and ultimacy, and in small groups for several sessions. You are invited to be known for who you are and to discuss what is most important to you within the framework of a theme. And so season 1 has been a great restart of this wonderful program. Thank you to all those facilitators and participants who have joined in. Can we give a hand to them? And so season 2 of Finding Hearts will start soon, and it'll start a series of new groups after the first of the year. And so what they're asking for today is for leaders and co-leaders to start thinking about starting a group and to pick up forms to fill out with your idea. Alice will have forms available on Sundays in the Oasis Room and at the Connections table from now until the deadline of December 12th. So Finding Hearts already has several commitments, including dreaming, vegan cooking, heart-to-heart, science trips, Linda Logan. I don't know what that one's about. It just said Linda Logan, but I would love to be a part of that one. And those of you those you'll be adding. So please think about what you can contribute or to sign up. MVU Thanksgiving. So since 2010, MVU has gathered on Thanksgiving Day to share in our annual Thanksgiving potluck. And so this year is no exception. Well, we will start gathering at 1 p.m. on Thanksgiving Day and work as a committee of whole to set up tables for the feast, inside or outside, depending on the weather, and share appetizers. And so we expect to serve dinner around 2 p.m. MVU will be providing the main course of turkey, and we could use donations, though, of half a turkey or equivalent in turkey breasts and a ham. So please come as if you're going to a picnic. So bring everything that you would need: glasses, plates, silverware, beverages, napkins, and a potluck contribution. And so plan on taking everything that you brought here back with you, including the leftovers. And also please stay and help clean up. That is also very important. Elena has sign-up sheets today and November 23rd, and they're actually on the table in the building inside in that corner. I don't know what the name officially is of that room. Anyone? Oasis Room, thank you. And as always, please check our newsletter for more information. Next, we have an announcement, and this is why I got a little distracted, that Debbie will make.
I guess I need to be near a mic, huh?
I don't know.
Good morning. I'm Debbie Roberts. I'm president of the Board of Trustees here at MVUU, and I'm joined by board members, and we have our vice president, Jane Paul. We have our secretary, Ellen Desmond, and trustees, Bob Klein and Mary Dupuy. And we are challenging you, the MVUU congregation. One of the things we learned at the meeting we had about food insecurity last week is that the thing that food banks and organizations, similar organizations, need most is money. Absent that, what they would like is targeted donations, not dropping off a can of beans here and a can of tomatoes there, but a concentrated effort. So I went to the ICS website and looked at what things are that are most needed. And number one under canned goods was tuna. So our challenge to the congregation is to collect 250 cans of tuna. And there are already about 45 out there, prior to December 14th, and we will donate those en masse to ICS, Interfaith Community Services. Now, if the congregation reaches that goal, we, as the board, will donate an extra 10% of tuna cans on top of that, okay, from our own. So, MVUU congregation,
Game on. All right.
That's the last one. Ooh. Oh, you can announce something, please.
It's up on the screen. But the question really is, what can I do in 2 days? You know, all of this is so far off. In 2 days, support trans youth in our schools. Many of us, I've heard from about a dozen maybe, plan to be at the Amphi School Board meeting on Tuesday. That's in 2 days. We're going to meet there at 5:30. The meeting starts at 6. And this is a peaceful show of support for the trans youth in our schools and a counterbalance to Turning Point, whose intent is to disrupt the meeting. Jen Powers, MVUU member and Amphi teacher, will be at the board meeting as an employee, and she would like to share some important information. This board meeting is going to be the most stressful board meeting in the history of Amphi, not because of the trans issue, but because this board meeting's focus is on school closures. As we consolidate schools, some employees will be moved to new schools and/or new positions. Other employees will be let go. In addition to employees, some parents in attendance are likely going to be very upset. Please be aware that while the vast majority of Amphi is strongly supportive of all our students, our focus right now is on the school consolidation crisis. Please do not argue or engage with those you're trying to educate. A strong, silent, smiling because we're the good guys type of presence would be perfect. Bring signs and wear pro-trans t-shirts for a peaceful show of unity. Also, the night before that, there will be a de-escalation training, and if you're planning to attend and are interested in that, see me, email me, and we'll get the information to you that. It's 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. And now we extinguish the flame as we go forward and continue our good works. It's The Blessing of Hope by Jan Richardson. So may we know the hope that is not just for someday, but for this day. Here, now, in this moment that opens to us. Hope not made of wishes, but of substance. Hope made of sinew and muscle and bone. Hope that has breath and a beating heart. Hope that will not keep quiet or be polite. Hope that knows how to holler when it is called for. Hope that knows how to sing when there seems little cause. Hope that raises us from the dead. Not someday, but this day, every day, again and again and again.
I love that image. No matter what we do, even when there doesn't seem to be any good reason to do it, we keep singing. We keep going. And as I was saying, it doesn't matter what the words are, it matters that you sing. Let's do one more chorus of De Colores. The words are not going to be on the screens. Don't open your books. Ya, la, 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 la. Time. Go in peace.